Welcome to episode 3.5, Whispers of Hope. Shadows of Desolation is today's session. In the shadow of the Empire's tightening grip, the crew of the Starfane prepares for a dangerous infiltration mission. Your patron, Danny Pangesu, has arranged for a rendezvous. As whispers of rebellion starts to ripple across the stars, the party is sent to retrieve some encrypted data from a classified Imperial capital ship. The reasons remain unclear, but the stakes are higher than they will ever know. In a storm of secrecy and steel, destinies will collide aboard the Desolation, one of the Empire's hidden fangs. Denny enters, her footsteps echoing in the silence of the bay. Her voice cuts through, a little bit low. I've arranged for you to see a doctor. It's time for you to stop pretending you're fine. We have bigger things at stake. She does a come here motion to Lamb.
He's muted.
Gonna be hard to talk with you muted.
Zax?
Zax, are you good?
Yeah. Rowan Lamb Diota, currently deep in thought, is not paying attention to anything around him. Instead, he's busy rubbing his right shoulder that was wounded and the nerves severed within in combat with battle droids on Gamor. He's thinking about all of the complex things that are happening and wondering how he can convince, or even if he needs to convince, everyone around him to gather together and to fight the evils of the galaxy. The next thought that occurs to him, also deep in thought, not really paying attention to what's going on around him, is that maybe I don't have to. Maybe it's come time. Maybe it's come time for everyone to stand up of their own accord, and that those who will.
With that, Danny turns on her heels and walks out of the room. What do you do?
Well, now he just leans back and thunks his head against the pillow and doesn't say anything at first. But he just looks around his surroundings. Things have been off for him lately. His connection with the Force troubled. It's like there's something that he needs to do, something that needs to happen to propel him forward, so that he can confront that last shade of darkness that haunts him since he watched his friend's eyes wide as he clutched at air and fell to his death, almost in his arms, but not quite. He starts to sit up.
Danny in the hall sits against the wall and sighs. This group's gonna be the death of me.
Well, I rubbed my shoulder and said, well, I mean, we don't have to worry about death in particular. What we need to worry about is the death of the resilience that's necessary for any kind of resistance, this overwhelming force and dark side. The dark side that seems to have infected anyone and everyone, infecting them with dreams of ego and empire and personal power. That happened to me once. And I'm still. I thought that I'd escaped it. But no. I still have work to do as well, if I want to be able to think and plan properly in the namesake of the Jedi before me.
Well, you can't do that with a bum shoulder. I've paid great expense for this one. Now, the rest of you will need to stay quiet for now. Distractions aren't going to be welcomed. He's a bit of an eccentric, and I'm not sure he's working with a full deck,
I raise my
but he's
hand.
good at what he does.
I raise my hand. Hello?
Turns and looks at you.
Yeah, you do realize I'm a doctor, right? I was trained on Coruscant.
Well, if you could have fixed it, you would have fixed it by now.
I haven't had the time.
I'm a doctor too.
Well, it's also a
You're
matter of
not
facility.
Dr. Ortug.
I don't,
Yeah, I am.
No, you're
You know what
not.
happens? Yeah, I am. And I practice medicine the way all Gamorreans practice medicine.
How's that?
Well, you take some this paste from a special plant. You say you got an axe wound in your arm. Take this paste, you chew it up, you spit in there. That clears it right up. You know, you put some
That's a
little
good
bark
way
on
to get
there
an
and some leaves.
infection.
No, the leaf mush, make sure you don't get an infection, and you wrap that up, and you're good as gold. You're
But
good. Get that arm back.
I don't have time for this. Follow me. And Danny begins heading down the hall.
Well, I've little reason to do anything but follow.
That's kind of
I
what
follow
what
too.
she wanted.
Righty,
All
I'll
right.
come along.
Let's see. The camera cuts to the door of the medical bay. Inside, she steps inside. Inside is a man tapping away at a data pad. You only see the back of him. He's clearly looking at images of Lamb.
Hello,
I
you
sit
the
down.
doctor? Hello?
Looking
I
up,
sit down. Someone
looking up
just-
from his data pad, you see what looks to be a Nemoidian turning around in what it looks like to be a very, at least I imagined, a dirty lab coat, like a white, dirty doctor's robe. He looks at the group of you. So, which one of you is the Jedi?
This
Danny
one.
Danny speaks up and says straight to the doctor, "We need this to go smoothly. The sooner we finish, the sooner we can move forward with the next phase. These operatives are in charge of the recovery of the plans for our friends of the Alliance, the heroes of the pit."
Who?
They're here for the heroes of the pit.
What? Who? Oh, I hear about them in the news. Yeah, what about those guys? That's what we're doing?
Oh, for fuck's sakes!
You know them? I've never heard of
I don't
these
watch the news.
heroes of the pit. That I don't know what we're talking about.
Remember
Oh god.
it said there
The
was
pit's
a
a really
news
nice
bid
place.
that said they got captured or something a while back.
They got, yeah. From what I'm hearing, they did get captured. About time they ended up getting captured.
So what are they,
Oh,
like rebellion hotshots or something?
you
Never heard
could
of
say you could say that. I don't
Okay.
know
So
where they've been. I don't know what they're up to. I don't know how many are left. All I
you
know,
know these people?
I was with them on Kessel, and he
Kessel.
says
Oh.
he says through gritted teeth.
Well, Kessel we know about. That's the spice mining planet, loaded with criminals. These heroes of
Yeah.
the pit don't sound like very good people at all.
No, trust me. They were a chaotic ragtag group of people who had very little in common except the fact that they were in the same place at the same time, and I was the one that was keeping most of them alive, or at least some
In-
aspects of it.
Interesting. I'm Lando Bando, Doctor, Captain, Captain Awesome, just a general all around cool guy. And I extend my hand to shake. Lando is a black male in a silk shirt and gray cargo pants.
I shake your hand, but there's a very here's one thing about it. Dross is not a strong person,
Hmm.
but when he goes to shake his hand, he grips it as firm as he can. He looks at you and so you're the new doctor for this group, or at least you're the doctor for this group.
Yeah. Doctor, leader, captain, computer expert, all
I'm the,
kinds of things.
I'm the better doctor and leader, captain and
Danny,
computer expert.
I heard you spit leaves and mushed them together and put them on a wound. That doesn't sound like doctoring to me.
Wait a
Well, it
minute.
is on my
Rock
planet,
understands
okay? And
Gamorrean? Out
on
of
my
character.
planet,
They speak in Gamorrean?
Yeah, they're speaking
Yes.
Gamorrean.
Oh, I
yeah,
did not know that. Do I speak Gamorrean?
I don't know. I'm gonna
I
assume
I
you
have
do.
I have like 9 languages, so
we'll just assume you
Probably.
were for this, because
I do not speak Gamorrean. Never mind.
I'm just yelling at you. And I can
Yeah, then
understand
he's
what you're saying.
then to
Or
you,
you just
Ortug is just grunting at you,
yeah,
snorting.
angrily grunting at
Lion.
you, like
Ugh.
standing
Tuscan
like
lion. Yeah.
you
Yeah,
want to
this
fight
Meanwhile,
you.
this Gamorrean. I'll translate. This Gamorrean's saying he's a better doctor than you, but don't listen to him.
He's a better doctor than me.
No, he's. Trust me, I'm actually. I was actually trained on Coruscant. Where were you trained, or where'd you go to school?
Well, you see, as a Nemoidian, I had access to very prestigious academics. The years have passed for so long that I don't even remember where I went to school.
Really?
But I will
Did you
tell you
pass your
this.
medical exam? Are you a licensed doctor?
When you've been on Castle for so long, you don't worry about being licensed anymore.
Oh man, maybe you should have me do this surgery, Lamb.
Do you
Meanwhile, now Rowan Lamb Diota's between Captain Awesome and this doc that's seeming less and less reputable by the second.
Danny steps forward and says, "I've paid great expense for him to come here today. He will be doing the surgery."
He
I
can
grip
assist.
the
He can
I
assist
grip
me.
the
You can assist.
I grip the leader's hand. If you don't trust me to do this one simple surgery, and I'll let you take over fully. I was paid for this. I have several orphans to come back to after this job. The
Good.
money is the only reason why I'm here. So, are you gonna take that away from the orphans that I have housed? Or are you gonna let me do my job?
I mean,
You
it's
know,
up to the patient. What do you say, Lamb?
clearly our contacts have searched around for the
Orphans are
best
weak.
solution to the problem. I assume, Doctor, that you know what's happened to my shoulder and arm.
I raise up the data pad. I have seen extensive charts on your injury.
And there's really no other choice but to accept to accept machine instead of flesh.
There's nothing wrong with machinery.
But there is.
Are you
The more
against being a part
complex,
machine?
under the circumstances, I need to be at my fighting best, and I need some feeling in my arm. You see, in order to wield my current lightsaber style, I need to raise my arm to balance my stance out. And so I need to have control over it. I need to have it live so I can be at my fighting best. I can't stand by and just be and to just use the force to heal other people. There is a time for war, and this is fast approaching.
Yeah,
This galaxy will need Jedi again, and
I think
fully functional Jedi, and it is a
my
small price to pay.
my prognosis is you definitely need a new arm. You agree, Doctor?
It's just about his shoulder. I don't see there needs to give him a whole new arm. But if my patient would like a new arm, I could see what I have in stock.
Well, what do you have in mind? What's your plan of attack here?
I look towards the Jedi. Let me ask you this. Would you like to know the last Jedi, or at least the one that debating if he's even if they're even alive now? Would you like to know how I treated that one?
Well, if there's a complication in the process that I should know about, then yes.
I wouldn't say complication, but they lost their hand, a whole
Ouch.
hand, and I put in a new cybernetic hand for them. Now, I'm sure I could scrounge around for some type of cybernetic for your shoulder. Or would you rather have me hack off the rest of your arm and fit you with a new arm?
Oh, the first option is much better, simply because it is still alive, and I would prefer to have as much access with the Force as possible. Being a Jedi means that I need to have a stable.
I don't need to hear about the Force.
Oh,
I don't need to hear about the rest of that. All I
I'm sorry.
need is what you wish for your arm or shoulder to have happened to.
Well, since it's nerve damage in the shoulder that prevents me from feeling or moving my right. If that function could be restored through the shoulder only, that would be best.
Then I shall fix his shoulder. As per patient ask, I will not touch the arm in any way other than necessary.
Well, sure. You mind if I assist with the surgery?
You can be my observer.
I'm going to
Okay.
leave you to it, Doctor. And Danny turns around and walks out of the room.
And I look at Lamb. Like, you sure you want to do this? You don't want to go with me?
We are pressed for time. We're
It,
clearly pressed for time. The entire galaxy is pressed for time. The sooner that I can restore myself to full function and heal, I'll trust the Force to the rest of it.
Sure. I'll just observe, I guess. At least I don't have to do it. Even though I could probably do a good job.
So, what is your name again?
Dr. Dross Vienke.
Very well, Dr. Vienke. I suppose that we'll have a lot of time to. Is it a long procedure?
Depending on how painful it gets, but should be rather quickly.
Very well. If it becomes too painful, then I will need to enter a force trance to ease things along. Otherwise, I suppose we'll have some conversation during the process.
Oh, I have something that'll help with the pain, but let me get my assistant to bring in the necessary cybernetic. And you see as he calls into a comm link, and roughly a couple minutes pass, and you see a towering Gungan enter the med bay.
You
Well,
are on the med bay of the refinery, is where we're at right now.
Okay. Yeah.
please let me do the Gungan voice.
But the Gungan walks in. You see that he has, I don't remember the name of the weapon, but it's essentially the shotgun equivalent of a it's basically a Star Wars shotgun. I cannot
Scattergun.
remember what the name is. Yeah. Uh,
All right.
it's called the
Seriously.
scattergun, I think.
Yes.
Yeah, the scattergun.
They talk like
It
a
looks like a
kid.
sideways Spaz 12. Yeah. But he
All
enters
right.
with a scatter gun on his waist. If you want, Zax, you can speak to Gungan.
Is he entering with the prosthetic in hand? Does he have it?
Yeah. Yeah, he's have
Okay.
it.
Then the Gungan enters the room and says, Mise, you need this piece to be good, yeah?
I do. Thank you for heeding my call.
Mise may not like it with so many mercenaries aboard. Eh?
These people are
You take care of this doctor. He my best friend. You mess with him, you gonna see the other side of the gun. And he just looks around the room and he's got these eyes that are a little wider than normal and a really tight grin. He's just nodding as if you guys already know the answer.
This guy looks like he'd be really good in a fist fight.
Yeah. Junk has her hood pulled down over her horns in a heist.
You think I could take that guy in a fist fight?
Probably.
I wouldn't try it.
Well,
My companion
me with a good.
my companion, before you can even get close to him, he has that scatter gun. And he knows how to properly use that thing in its most effective manner.
Think I haven't been shot before?
Have you been shot with a scatter gun?
Hey,
Probably.
me say we
I'm
don't
from
want to
Gamor.
have
There's
arguments.
a lot of
Yeah?
things people have shot me with.
There's plenty of things to do. Me say you need help here, yeah?
This'll be it. This'll be it. If you want to stick around, you can. But if you want to go look after the Wookiee, you can as well. Whichever is your choice.
Me say the children's always need looking after big bro, eh?
They sure do.
And the big Gungan thumps his way out of the room.
He has been with me for the past couple years. He has been great help.
Then I suppose, Lamb says as he looks at the rounded prosthetic, so this is going to become a part of me.
It will be a part of you in more ways than you know.
As he runs his fingers over the surface, the force flows through all things, both living and unliving. This will be a part of me, he says as he closes his eyes and seems to commune with the object for a moment. I think I understand. I'm ready to proceed.
Then let me give you something to help with the pain. And you watch as Strauss pulls out the Star Wars equivalent of a pill bottle. And from uncorking it, he thumps it against his hand, and you see two pills fall onto it. If you would like, you can have it.
Yes. Well, it should help with the pain then. Yes. As I accept.
As you go for them, he kind of pulls his finger over one of them so you can only grab one.
Oh, yes, of course. You know the proper dosage. And I'll take the one.
As you take the one, he takes the other, popping in his mouth.
And only after I swallow do I realize what has just happened.
You
And
have the so he like best explanation he can. He tells you that this was his own creation for messing with the structure of spice. This is basically a spice painkiller.
A what? This is spice? Do I need to resist this? Is it addictive?
I don't think so when he pops another one like candy. It helps with the pain.
I see. Well then, I suppose we need to get started. I trust myself to your procedure, Doctor. And I hope that this will not be too much of a degradation of who and what I am. But I think that there's some meaning to this. So, yes, I have to trust you.
He walks you over to a med bay or med bed. As he sits you down, he looks down at you and says, "You may experience a lot of pain. I believe that for one to become better than oneself, you must not rely on the thing that you rely on the most."
I see. Then I will refrain from entering the force trance unless it is absolutely necessary.
And you watch as he gathers some tools. Let's hope we don't get to that.
Yes, let's hope indeed. So tell me, this mission that we're going on, were these people friends of yours?
They were, well, he takes a deep breath as he says, "They're more like colleagues, so to
Colleagues.
say."
Now, Castle sounds
I
like a dangerous place, full of spice mining and drug use.
I was there when the rebellion happened. When happened,
A rebellion?
I was there when the spice mine exploded.
The
I
spice
was
mine
there.
exploded.
I was there when our droid killed a Sarlacc by dropping mining equipment on top of it.
Mm-hmm.
As unbelievable as it sounds, it did happen. Trust me on that one.
Right. So
I,
you had a droid with you. The droid was built for combat. You had a combat droid.
no. This droid
Then
was, as far as I can remember, it was an astronaut droid.
an astromech. An astromech droid dropping equipment on a sarlacc? Forgive me, but I don't know what a sarlacc is.
Let's hope you never come across one then. Additionally speaking, that droid was a agent of chaos.
Hmm, an independent droid. We had our own problems with that. I'm not too much of a fan of independent droids. They tend to be nothing but trouble.
Hey, let's just be. It's just another person like the rest of us. It's, they just
Well,
think more logically than us.
despite how chaotic that droid was, it got the job done. Additionally speaking, the people of the pit, the heroes of the pit. If you see one of them, if you see one of them named Reti, now I don't know if any of them are still alive up to this point. All I've heard is that you're going to save them. But
Well,
if you
Danny
do see,
Pangesu, I'm sorry.
if
Danny
you do,
Pangesu just now told us who we were seeking, but we don't know anything about or any of their members.
well,
Since you work with them, what do you remember?
they were chaos. They were chaotic. A lot of things happened because, well, you know how you say that the Force causes things to happen.
Sometimes.
Well, if that is who to be believed, then the chaos, or the Force, caused all the chaos to happen, and caused a lot of death, which in turn caused me to lose faith in the Force. and has caused me to denounce it. That is why I
see.
stopped you whenever you were talking about the Force.
Then I will do my best to keep the conversation away from that subject, Doctor. After all, my health is in your hands.
You better believe it. Now, and he goes to measure up the implant. Now, I will tell you a story. A story that happened quite a bit ago when I last encountered the heroes of the pit before they were arrested. I encountered them when I was in a loading bay. I was getting hunted by mercenaries, by hunters. And they've been tracking me down ever since I left Kessel.
Well, why were they tracking?
Let's just say I've made enemies of the wrong people. But they took up the offer of the wrong mercenaries. Because it took them years upon years to finally track me on a spot where they could fight me. But skipping ahead, I decided to heal one of these mercenaries because they were critically injured. And being, well, at this point, a good person that I call myself, I wanted to help it. So I did. But in doing so, we got into an argument. And while I did heal him, I also did something else. And what that else is I planted a thermal detonator in this man's chest cavity. And as I watched his allies carry him out of my ship and away from my loading bay, well, guess what? Well, I don't think I need to say the rest, but I will say this. 2 of them are dead. One of them probably permanently injured. And the other one's somehow alive. Safe to say, I deal with those who try to hunt me.
Well, I'm glad that we are not enemies in any way. There's no reason for us to be.
And let's hope you never have to come hunt me then.
It seems to be unlikely, especially if this prosthetic works as you say that it will.
Then let's get to business then. And I would start to do the implant.
So what can you tell me about the members of the Heroes of the Pit? What species were they? What were they like? Why did you stay with them?
Well, to answer one question, I didn't stay with them. At least whenever it came to escaping Kessel. They escaped. I stayed behind. Not for some selfless reason. Not so that I would be carted off to another place to be put as a slave. No, no, no. While they escaped, I stayed behind so that I could try and save a child. A child that was a clone of of a father's child, so that he could do, or the Empire could do experimentations on him.
That sounds horrible. So you decided to leave your mercenary friends in order to save this child from a fate with the Empire? Is that right?
More or less, yes. But after a rough day against the Hutts, a drug-upped father, In the encounter with the child, I failed to save him. I got shot in the process by that man's father and was left to die. But I got saved. Me and that person went on to save others. And well, the rest is that point.
So did you consider these mercenaries your friends during your time on Kessel, or were they merely a convenience for you?
At the beginning, they were friends. Before this whole thing kicked off. What ended up happening is, as time went on, I found that I could not deal with the amount of stress that I was putting on myself for dealing with these people. They weren't all bad. But being as old as I already was, I could not do all that they could do.
So you didn't feel like you were a mercenary like them. You didn't like the
No.
mercenary life.
I was a doctor through and through. I went to medical school. I snuck myself onto the front lines during the Clone Wars to aid those, but I got swiftly kicked off as I wasn't needed. Then the Empire happened, and I got carted off to Castle, where I became the quintessential back alley doctor, where I found the other uses of spice and started my business there.
Well, it seems that you've made a name for yourself, judging by the equipment that you have, and you found new friends.
Children, not friends. They are like my own flesh and blood, they are. I see them as my children. No, I see them more as my children than any friend.
I
That
see.
Gungan was more of an older brother to them and more of a bodyguard to me. But I don't treat him like a bodyguard. I treat him as another family member, as to say.
Sounds like you didn't have very much family to support you. First the mercenaries and now the children?
Oh,
You've
trust
made your
me.
own choices about family.
My family wanted me, but, well, they ended up taking control over Fortuna Town, where we came from, over Kessel's. That town specifically. They wanted me, but it was too late. I've already chosen my path, and it did not see them, so I left them to run Kessel without me.
I see. Sounds like you stayed with them long enough to learn a great deal about their personalities and what they were like. Can you... Well, I ask this because Danny Pangessu knows that that's who we're looking for, but not the particulars. What are their names?
My family, you ask?
No, the heroes of the pit that our mission. We're going to meet them, so it would be nice to know what their names are, what they look like, at the very least, so that we make sure that we rescue the right people. We don't know a lot about the mission yet. It'd be nice to know who we're dealing with, whether they're bloody mercenaries or whether they have their own agenda. It would be nice to know exactly who you dealt with. Who are these people?
Well,
You
and
mentioned
I'll be frank as the player, as the person. I don't remember any of their races besides the droid. I
well,
don't know.
Troll
was
was
just a human being.
Trill was human, but
Yeah.
I don't
That's what
remember
it was.
I don't remember the names of the others, so
Mala was a Cadre G.
Reti
I
was
don't think.
But Mala was the one that ran the Quaxium to the hole.
Let's see. Okay. What was Reti? Because
Reti was a Duros.
then Rose was a droid.
Yes.
Then and there was one more Mala.
You met Bingo.
Yes,
He was a
Mala-
Duros. That was after Dross left. But Dross
Yes.
met Bingo during that
Bingo was
arc.
Duros, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. I'm trying to remember Mala Tioni.
Cadre G.
Forearms.
Yeah, 4 arms.
I'm
Ran
gonna have
like
to
a
fucking look that one up then. Quadra Key?
Quadru G. J
Cadre
I.
G.
Quadru G. J I. Starts with a C. She has
Furry
4 arms.
looking forearm thing.
Yeah.
I am finding that because holy.
Yeah. Why would
And you're find that you're remembering all now.
Cadru G.
Conjure. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, in this situation, Dross has not. How long has it been since their last encounter?
About 2
Castle
years?
was Castle was in 10 BBY. It's currently 2 BBY, so it's been 8 years.
Yeah,
Right,
but
but their
since
last encounter was at
Trill's hand.
the was Troll's hand.
Oh, that's just a couple of years ago. Yeah.
About like 2
Yeah,
years ago
about a
then.
year ago. Yeah, about a year ago.
Yeah. But yeah, no, Dross kind of just looks down at his looks down trying to collect his memories. There are 2 Duros. One of them is Reti, which was more or less a pilot. You know, he played a game at the on Kessel's bar. As far as I can remember, he was top player. Then there's
Now,
Rose,
yes.
Rose the droid. That's the chaos, the agent of chaos that killed the Sarlacc.
Yeah, the astromech droid.
Yes. Then there's Trill. Trill was the Jedi, human.
Jedi. And he almost snaps to sit up and see. Of course, the pain hits him and he sinks back down. A Jedi. I must know more.
There's not much more to tell you. All I know is I was there when they found their saber, and I was also there when I fixed their hand.
Yep. She used to sleepwalk. You used to watch her sleepwalk.
Yep,
You remember that?
I do actually. Then the other Duros was a man named Bingo. And no, Bingo was not his name-o.
You're remembering Kib Force. The
Yeah.
mine, the AA5, the walkers that they used to try to put down the Goon the Dug. You remember Cadence Aloysius, Marcus Aloysius, even
Yeah.
more than that.
As he goes to Mala, the Kadruji, he's remembering all these other names. Does Dross remember if Marcus is dead or not?
Oh, Marcus, you remember Marcus
He's
took the research from you, the final
yeah.
research from you, and took the body of Idri Aloysius, who is probably not his real name. It was just an acronym, as it turned out, and took both of them away and left you to die. And it was Joan Forsyth that saved you.
Yeah.
Talked to you at the side of the lake before you decided to leave the planet.
Yep. As he's remembering all these names, he gets to Marcus, and you notice that in his handiwork of implanting this shoulder, he gets a little rough with it.
Mm.
Kind of
Mm.
how if you're plugging in a cable, instead of like just slowly putting in there, it's kind of like a jam in there.
I got a scene for this. Outside, what can be heard as people are moving barrels and crates and stuff is drills, and they high-powered drills going, and some grunts and some moans from the other sides of the door, and and people are walking by and eyeing the door cautiously, kind of like, what the hell is going on in there?
Oh god.
Now back to y'all.
And as he realizes the kind of unnecessary force, he pops another pill, kind of relaxes him. Sorry, the memory of that man brings back awful memories.
So, are these heroes of the pit dangerous? Are they to be feared? Are they in league with
Marcus
the Empire?
Marcus is the only person you should fear.
Marcus.
I don't even think he is Marcus anymore, but
Marcus is a member of the heroes
no, he is a member of the Empire.
of the Empire.
He was an agent of the Empire.
Does this Marcus travel with the heroes of the pit?
No.
Has he been arrested too?
He is the reason why I failed my research to save that child. Marcus was the father of that child. And he knowingly put this clone of his son into experimentations to alter his body.
That is a
He
horrible fate.
is in no way a hero.
I see. But the rest of them are these two Duros you describe, a human Jedi. This Kadru G warrior? Tell me more about the Jedi.
As far as I can remember, they would often sleepwalk in Kessel. And I would follow them just to make sure that nothing bad happened to them. But one night, they dug up an old lightsaber that somehow found its way into the dirt.
And that is the
And
Force that led them there. What color was their blade?
it was blue, wasn't it?
The first one was pink.
Yeah, the
Pink.
first one was pink.
That's right. Fuck me. I'm forgetting. And again, this is like 2-3 years ago by now. In a human years.
I got you.
Yeah. Yeah, he says, blue? No, I believe it was purple.
These lightsaber blade colors mean different things, represent different parts of the Jedi Order. What color was their blade?
It was purple.
It wasn't purple. It was pink.
Pink? He said purple.
No, it was pink. It was pink.
Son of a bitch. It said it's purple.
No, her first one was pink.
I said pink. Yes, I said her first one was pink.
Okay.
Yes.
So at this, Rowan's eyes widen a little bit. A pink blade. And non-standard colors like this means that the blade was incomplete. It was never fully attuned to its owner. Or it was never they never went through the trials. I never went through the trials either. As the pill was starting to affect.
All I can say is that once they found that saber, Kessel went to shit. If
Was
sure,
she at
if you
least a
look
good
up,
Jedi?
she was a what?
Was she at least a good Jedi while you were there? While they were there? Did she do good things?
I'll let you. I'll let you believe that.
Then I'm not the only one. Tell me more about the Duros. What do you remember about them?
Well, I do not remember Bingo very well. I've only met him a couple of times. What I do know about Reti is that of all the people in that pit, or in the Heroes of the Pit, Reti was the natural leader. He was, in personal opinion at least, the best out of all of them. But that's not to say he had his low moments. As when he was just about to give up to join a different side, or to give up and deal with a different side.
Were you
Granted,
tempted that way?
no. In fact, I did the exact opposite. I didn't tantalize him. And you see, he gets like a small grin, as if remembering this memory. In fact, I threatened him. I threatened that if he was to do this, that I would make sure that the family he had seen, or his family at least, that he had seen come in as slaves, would never get treated. Basically saying that for as long as he stays in this situation of betrayal, his family would suffer.
So you threatened some of the heroes of the pit. I can see why you left them. Doesn't sound like you were on good terms.
I threatened when necessary, and he was about to betray everybody if I did not threaten him. And well, he did listen.
Do you believe that the heroes of the pit could be good for the Alliance? For the fight against the Empire?
I'll say this. If you need some people to, how do they say it, fuck shit up, then yes. They
So they are.
will find the most chaotic measures to deal damage. Especially that droid.
So these heroes of the pit are destructive. Closer to the dark side than the light.
I have a scene I would like to do at this time.
Do it.
Further into this refinery, rusted piping, glowing vats, and sweat-stained metal. Pipes hiss and clang under pressure, casting plumes of steam into the dimly lit work corridors. The air tastes of scorched fuel and old iron. There's a hum of machinery as whispers pass between the workers like contraband. A few figures in overalls near the smelting conduits, their faces streaked with ash and exhaustion. The youngest, maybe 16, with bright eyes and grease-smudged cheeks, looks around before speaking. They say they're going to rescue the heroes of the pit. They say that the heroes of the pit took down a Star Destroyer. Just a few of them. Like it was nothing. An older woman snorts softly and shakes her head. Wasn't nothing. Was blood and fire. They fought their way into the ship, overpowered a full detachment, sent it crashing down into pieces. That's what I heard. Next is a big burly man who says, I heard they were prisoners in the pit. And then in the prison, when the whole thing was bombed, they clawed their way out of the rubble. They kept fighting. They took on walkers, wouldn't give up. The woman's voice softens a bit. They gave Dantooine something that it hasn't had in a long time. Hope. They say that the first time they saw those walkers burning, they could breathe again. Do you really think they're still alive? Says the young man. The older man says, doesn't matter. Their fight lit the fuse. That's all we need. Heroes like that, they don't just die. Not really. Deeper in the refinery, a horn blares and the shifts change. And we go back to the operating room.
I'm messaging
Doctor.
you one. I'm messaging you one thing real quick, Dagon.
I'm sure going, but yeah.
You're going, yeah.
What's that?
There.
No, there it goes.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, you can.
All right. Wonderful. Wonderful. So, as Dross is beginning to kind of wind down on this procedure, it's slowly coming to an end. Just little odds and ends. He looks down at what's the Jedi's name? Lan?
Rowan, Lamb, Diota.
Lamb Diode. All right. He looks down at Lamb. Says, if you know what, I'll give you the Jedi treatment. And he is going to finish his work without putting a skin graft on it. So it's
I
bare
need
metal.
I need you to make me a roll.
Treat injury.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything you want me to add to that or do anything special with
You
it?
can get
Oh
a
You
God,
would
plus
get a
two.
use your talents, damn it, please.
you would get a +2, but you
Yes.
swiftly requested I observe, so there you go.
Oh,
So I guess I get a plus 17.
Yeah.
take
Mine's
10,
better.
damn it.
Let's
Oh wow!
Oh,
You
see.
you're
get
gonna
a
roll. You
nat
son of
20.
a bitch. You're
Do I
gonna
have any?
roll. Oh no.
Do I get anything else with that?
You get a
Any?
plus two for the tools.
Are you a medic?
Yes.
Yeah, me too. So you must have the improved surgery talent that reduces the time.
Yeah.
You get a plus two for the tools.
All right.
If you're doing the surgery alone, you don't get another plus two. But if you accept help, you can get another plus two on top of that.
No,
No,
you
I get a plus.
swiftly said observe. He didn't want my help.
Yeah, but he has a Gungan assistant as well.
Yeah,
It's a
the third
37.
That's
Whew.
good.
Whew, thank you. Thank you, Aaron Jesus. Thank you, Aaron Jesus.
I would have laughed if it was another one.
I would have
I
laughed
was
as
hoping for a
well.
nat 20. That would have been great. Close though. Close. We were two off.
Yeah.
A
You want me to
nat one
re-roll? I'll
started
do
So I
it.
his
lay there
best.
for
No,
a
you're
second.
fine with that. I accept that roll. I like that roll. I don't want you
So
to
I
roll a
lay there
nat
for a
one. Then I
second.
have to. Then I have to throw in something.
Use a fabula point to re-roll.
No, 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 no. Let that one stand. As
The
I'm a
surgery
little
goes
out of it.
rather well.
Yeah, but I look up at the doctor and I say because I'm under the influence at this point
Yeah, you're
of
drugged up.
whatever it was that Dr. Drosvienke cooked up, which is not insignificant. And through the haze, I managed to get a couple more questions out. I asked him, you seem very bitter about your time with the heroes of the pit. Do you remember them well? Should we be wary of them?
I would say at this point his own drugs are kicking in. But for the fact that he has been taking these for several years at this point, he has a small amount of immunity, so he's able to talk perfectly fine.
This dude's high as shit.
Yeah. He's high as fuck, but he talks like he has the
Okay.
soberness of
Okay,
a
hold on.
Christian.
I just have to point out we hired a doctor who's unlicensed and is high as fuck during surgery. What the hell are we doing? When we had a perfectly fine doctor.
That's the rebellion, baby. This is
Welcome
what
to
you
the
get.
rebellion.
He's a Doctor House metaphor.
Yeah,
Yeah.
which does not
um,
surprise me.
yeah. Repeat your question, please.
So I asked, you seemed bitter from your time with the Heroes of the Pit. Do you hate them? Can they be trusted?
As much as I would like to say yes, no. They are as much of a disruptment of my own life they have been. They are probably the most capable hands you can probably break out of prison to mess with the Empire.
That must be why the Alliance wants them so much. That's why they're being kept a secret somehow. They're a weapon.
They are a weapon of mass destruction.
I understand now. They are more dangerous than we are. I think.
You are a grenade compared to their colaxium.
And he looks up, and the last words he gets out before he passes out from the drugs is, "What's coaxium?" Thunk.
Dross would stand up. You'll tell it regardless. You will retail his own fuck up. Colaxium is a mineral that I had accidentally refined and almost blew up my own workstation. But in turn, yep. But in return, Mala was able to throw it into the spice mine of Kessel, and in turn blew that up.
Sounds like you were a regular mercenary. Well, good job, doctor. I guess we'll know the results pretty soon. Uh, Thanks.
It is, well, it is a job. But here, and he goes over to a chest, and as he opens it up, he grabs two things. I do not care who you use it on, or what you do with it, but I would ask one thing. If you find Marcus Aloysius, do put a bullet through his head, without a hesitation.
Okay.
Additionally, and he holds out two items. And additionally, from what I am told, you're gonna break into an Empire prison. You're gonna need at least a little extra help. And with arms stretched out, there is a thermal detonator and a drug with the words adrenaline on it.
Cool. Is that for me?
Use it
Oh,
however you
perfect.
like, but yes.
Sure.
Perfect.
The thermal detonator is canon. I forgot that he has one.
All right. Adding thermal detonator to my character sheet.
And adrenaline, I can work with DM if need be to figure out the pros and cons of it.
You know what Pervitin is, right?
You said Pervitin?
Yeah. Basically, it was a medical grade methamphetamine.
Oh, no, isn't that the thing where
Germans.
that guy took almost a whole thing of it and
Yeah,
skied
30,
like
yeah. Yeah, the Finnish guy, yeah, IMO something or other.
yeah,
Yeah, it was the Germans who invented that in the 30s.
yeah.
That's how
You
they
know
were able to do all
what?
that.
For the sake of Dross, it's pretty much Pervitin.
Nice.
It's pretty much Pervitin. It's pretty much just
Or
straight up.
Tug's gonna take that and just take out all the copper in the ship.
I can work with DM on the adrenaline stuff. But yeah.
Okay. Thank you, Doctor. And I gather Lamb and take the thermal detonator and, I don't know, go back to the Starfang, I guess. What are we doing?
Oh, just a second. You're ready now. You're on.
Okay. So in walks. They're familiar. They know this character.
Yes, they know Aiden.
Okay. Well, in walks Aiden. So he enters the room. So as you know, this is a mission of infiltration to the star. Is there a name for the Star Destroyer? Sorry, I don't have a whole lot of information.
I know. The desolation.
This is a mission of infiltration onto the. Sorry again.
The desolation.
Onto the desolation during refueling. I've come to collect you and get you guys ready. Are you ready?
Well, we got a drugged out
I thought
Jedi
one
here,
was
but
Resistant
Duros.
Resistant
I was
shock.
told. I was told we were going to get someone named Ready, not to be ready.
we got a
Oh,
drugged out
God.
Jedi here.
Oh, now it's infecting the whispers. Stop!
Hey, I didn't do the joke.
How much time do you
Stop.
need to get ready?
I was born ready.
Wait, Ready, isn't that one of the heroes of the pit?
And what was the Duros?
Yeah, we were just told about him.
I made that. Don't steal my joke from me.
Not familiar with this name. He does a quick head count. Does it look like everybody is there?
Everybody is there.
Unless this is somebody that you've added in recent memory.
No, here's the pit. The people we're going to be rescuing. Not on this mission. This is the mission to get the thing to rescue him. I think.
Okay.
The mission here is to infiltrate the desolation and recover the plans, the blueprints to the prison. That's the idea.
It's going to be
This is
infiltrating
what
to
you
get
all know. Yes. Now the
plans to the prison.
desolation's coming out of hyperspace. It's going to dock with the refinery. The Whisper of Hope is hidden nearby in an asteroid field. They will only be here for a limited time, but they will be docked. They will be vulnerable. And the idea is kind of a mimic of the Heroes of the Pit. You're going to board this Star Destroyer, get the plans that are securely sealed in a vault, and leave. That is your mission. It's an infiltration mission. Meanwhile, the Whisper of Hope is going to have a full frontal assault, star battle, ship to ship battle with the desolation. This is what you all know. This is what the plan is today. We went over this last week, so there's no reason to go over it again.
Okay. Let's do it. And I take the adrenaline and stick it into Rowan and get him awake.
I would advise against that.
No, I'm a doctor. It's safe. I deem
No,
it safe.
I advise against it for a very specific reason. It has a very specific effect.
Tell them what it is. They need to know.
So, are you okay? Are you okay with what I sent you, DM?
Yes.
Okay. Basically, it doubles action, doubles speed for a determined amount of time, and at the end of it, basically you have the reverse effect of it. So, again, do you want to use that now to get someone awake?
You will have double speed for the first bit, and then when I deem it, you will have reduced speed.
Uh,
I am
well,
I am begging you to not, as it is
let
a
me
waste.
let me do a treat injury check on Rowan to see when he would wake up without it. Or come to. Treat injury. Oh, 17. 28.
You know that in a few hours, he'll wake up.
I'll ask Aiden, is it go time now or can we wait a few hours?
Yes, it is A wings and Y wings. But Kale, you're going with them on this mission. This mission is too high value for you not to be there.
Okay, and then I will ask you: do we have time for them to?
You do, because they're going to need every bit of help. So if they need a few hours to get this going, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and skip the few hours, though. I have the next scene set up.
Okay.
I want to first thank Dross for making a guest appearance. Thank you. That was
No
magnificent.
problem. It was greatly enjoyable.
Now from here, you guys are mine.
I'm gonna sit in for the rest of this. This will be fun.
Alrighty here.
Drop the thermal detonator into the fuel.
We skip ahead to a few hours later. Right away, the small shuttle slices through the black of space, and its hull is a bit pockmarked from the years and from being under Aiden's control. From what our group here on Terrace have done, asteroids drift lazily across the void, and their dark silhouettes illuminated by flashes caught from the nearby stars. The silence of the scene is broken by the low hum of the shuttle's engines pushing through the field. Inside the cockpit, the tension is thick, and faint red lights bathe the crew in an eerie glow. There's sweat on each of the brows. Suddenly, the comms crackle to life. Unidentified shuttle. Transmit clearance codes immediately. The shuttle jolts suddenly as the man behind the controls clears his throat and keys in the Imperial codes. He turns to the other one and said, "Let's hope this sliceware holds up." And there's a pause. Codes accepted. Hold course and follow our lead. 3 TIE fighters descend from above, forming an escort pattern around the shuttle. Their shrieking engines pierce the stillness of space as they move in formation. Give me just a second here. I want to do it. Inside, uncomfortably stuffed into a seat, bit far too small for a Gamorrean, is this big hunking Gamorrean. Nearby is a small, frail woman with a mask. She turns and checks the fuel valve. Further up is a man in armor holding his arm. And just a second, I'm scrolling down here. The shuttle banks slightly as the ties guide it toward the underbelly hangar. A rectangular mouth of light growing larger by the second. Defense turrets track the shuttle the whole way in. As the shuttle passes into the hangar bay, the magnetic containment field shimmers blue for a moment before giving way inside. Stormtroopers march in formation, fueling droids. And fueling droids work around the landing zone. Imperial officers await at their arrival. Overcom, you hear once again. Shuttle Zeta 2-6, you are cleared for landing. Proceed to platform 6. Ground crews are standing by. The shuttle's landing gear descends with a hiss as the craft guides forward, the massive doors of the hangar closing behind them, sealing them inside of the belly of the beast. The moment the shuttle touches down, the sound of boots and machinery floods in, and the operation begins. Its doors slide open. A cold and efficient security officer stands at attention as this small team disembarks. Just a second. Because now I'm going to put it on roll 20. You get to see.
Da 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 da.
Boom. 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 Boom.
Mystery person.
Boom. The dark one is Ortug. We don't have a picture of Ortug.
May I
Boom.
join that roll 20?
Yes, just a
No.
second here.
I mean, you don't have a picture. You just Google Gamorrean. They all look kind of the
I
same.
I
don't they?
know. I just haven't gotten to it. But it was different and it works. And I'm gonna be honest. I've been busy here.
So have I. I'm
Boom.
now down to 2 jobs. What kind of freak am I now?
Is it the Heroes of the Pit?
Of alien.
No, that's not it, is it?
No. I haven't sent the invite yet. I'm still
Yeah, there's a different one.
bringing people to life on the board here.
Yeah.
Bringing them up a layer. I gotta figure out how to send the link now.
You have to. It's not from launch game. It's from roll 20. You click on the game before you launch it. There's an invite players.
Okay, just a second. Aha, here we go. Copy link. All right, Kale, you're on this too.
Da 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 da.
Yes. Do you send me an invite through Discord or?
Yes, I put it in the table right now, and then I'm gonna send everyone an invite. Yeah. There. And there. And then I'm going to launch the game. Boom. And as soon as Roll20 wants to do away with their advertisement, we can get started.
Where's Aiden? He's a stormtrooper.
Give me just a moment here. He's here, I promise.
Where is he?
It's what, audio and video? Did the thing again, so I have to figure out how to. There we go, much better. It did the big old blocks of your names. I had to put your things down again. Hang on. Who is this? I have one more here. Hang on. Oh, okay. Boom. Boom. GM. This one's got to go. Boom. Back to tokens. Boom. Okay. Now I got all of you here. We're going to continue from where I was. Just a moment. Stick with me here. Yes, you do. That is true. All right, let me pull this back up. A well-dressed man steps off with a stethoscope, wearing a fine silk clothing clearly made of money and dark skin. A Gamorrean in poor armor with an axe is standing there. A small, frail-looking woman with a mask is also standing there, and a human male holding his arm, standing with a bit of confidence and green goggles. The officer looks at them suspiciously, his gaze lingering a little too long on the male human holding his arm. Something's off about these guys. I don't like the way they're carrying themselves. Halt! Provide identification! Immediately over his comms, I can see them on the cameras. Capture them at once and bring them to me. There is a small figure seen working with hoses, refueling the shuttle. This is junk. Next is a man in a worker's uniform driving a forklift, unloading barrels and crates with the same efficiency as any other Imperial worker. This is Lando Bando. The next figure removes the shuttle's large access panel, and his large frame surprisingly agile for his size. This is Ortug, a man with a mechanical shoulder donning stormtrooper armor, offers a hand out to Ortug, helping him out of the cramped shuttle compartment. This is Rowan Lamb Diota. And a man standing at the bottom in stormtrooper armor speaks in a low voice while speaking in a low voice. Hang on. I need to give you this line, Kel. This line is yours.
While they're focusing on the rest, get moving.
Right.
This is CT69011, Aiden Quell. Without warning, as they carry this group into the detention cells, the Whisper of Hope emerges from the shadows of the asteroid field, its heavy weapons blazing down on the rebel ship as it rips into the desolation with precise fire. Targeting key systems, the desolation is rocked by explosions sending shockwaves throughout the ship. Just a second here once again, because I want to do this. Because what you're going to hear now is alarms start blaring. The crew is thrown into chaos. Pilots start to run around, stormtroopers scrambling. In the midst of this madness, you hear, "Alert! Alert! Battle stations! Battle stations! Battle stations! This is not a drill. I repeat, this is not a drill. All gunners to your stations. All pilots to your craft." All around you are stormtroopers marching about, pilots rushing to their TIE fighters, jumping in. Systems are powering on. You can start to hear the hum of the TIE fighters as they get ready to leave the hangar. And one by one, they all start moving. You can hear the guns blazing. What would y'all like to do for your first action? Welcome to the chaos.
I'm not at my computer right now. I can't. Give me like 5 minutes. I did hear all that though. Anyone else have any suggestions?
So I'm not terribly familiar with the rule set. So I was hoping to watch one person do their turn first before interacting.
You, Aiden, have a specific job. You were going to hold the escape. You were staying with the shuttle. You are in disguise as a stormtrooper right now. You were wearing the armor. I have a few things for you, so I'm going to walk you through today. Just so everyone knows, Kel is new to this, so he's going to get a little bit of hand-holding.
Is there any rule set that it's similar to?
Yeah, kind of like D&D 5e a bit.
No,
I'll help you
it's
with
more
anything.
like 3.5 than 5.
Step
Okay.
Do
1.
you?
Pick
I
up
sent
dice.
you. I
Step
sent
2.
you the.
Throw dice.
I
The
sent
character
you the
sheet?
spreadsheet. Yeah, you're gonna
Mhm.
need that. On the very last page of that is the cheat sheet for it. I'm gonna walk you through that too. That'll give you everything you pretty much need. On the last page of that
Yeah, weapon cheat sheet.
is no stat block. Use the stat block.
Stat block, okay.
At the very end there, that has a bit of everything. Okay.
Okay. Where's a computer terminal? Look for a computer terminal. Are we in an initiative right now?
We can be. Are you pulling out a gun and attacking somebody?
No, I'm looking
Right
for a
now, you
computer
are all
terminal.
blending in.
I'm looking for a computer terminal.
Okay.
And
If you look to the
junk roll
north there,
6.
there's a whole computer system there.
To the north, like here.
Well, I'm sorry, not to the north. To the north is into the ship. To the west.
Right here.
Look to the west there. Yep, there you go.
All right, I'm gonna go up to the computer and try to access it while
Okay.
there's chaos.
Give me a use computer check. And what are you looking for?
I'll say, Junk, come here.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I want Junk's help with this. I'm trying to just get access to the computer and see what I can do. But also, specifically, while I get access, I'm looking for blueprints to the prison, or if we can figure out anything to do with that.
You want blueprints to the prison from the access terminal in the hangar bay?
Yeah, see if there's any do
No,
like a
no.
control F.
What you get is this is restricted to ISB access only.
I'll try to spoof an ISB account. I'll hack it.
Denied immediately.
Not even a
It
roll.
says
I'm trying
ISB
to hack it.
access only. Uh, access through server vault only is what it says.
I'll Google or I'll not Google. I'll try to get
Google.
How'd you
the
get to server vault?
yeah. I'll try to find the
Use
directions to
Google.
the server vault and get a map of the ship.
Okay. Okay. And what you're gonna pull up is I don't know if it's gonna make any sense to you, but I'll start to post those. What you're gonna get is this. As soon as I can find them. Yeah, because I got several of them. Where is it? Here? This here. Then here. You start to get several outlines. It doesn't make any sense to you as you're receiving things from the ship. It's just giving you blueprints of the ship. Where's some more here?
Where are you
This
posting
one?
this?
Table.
Oh, there.
This one? I had all of these. Where did I put it? Oh, that's not it. In the right thing? Oh, that's not it. Where is it at? I had it. I swear to God, I had it. No, here. That one.
Where are you posting this?
I'm pulling them up just in a second. Give me just a moment here. I'm gonna post it all on the table.
Okay.
But I have misplaced them. I should have labeled them better. Aha, here they are. Boom, boom, boom. Boom, boom, boom. It's uploading. Boom, 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 boom. There we go. That's what pops up. It doesn't tell you exactly where it is. It just pulls up the plans for the ship.
Control F server vault.
What you notice, though, is in this one is labeled Vault.
Okay. I want you to try to figure out where we are on the map and how to get from here to the vault with, like which direction we have to go.
So, the next room over is this one. And you'll be coming from the west on this one.
Uh-huh.
And if you notice, y'all have been here before, some of you.
Right.
This layout looks familiar, huh?
Yeah.
Junk didn't spend too much time on this one.
No, you didn't. But y'all have been here before. Weird, right? Kind of weird.
Very strange.
Yeah, no, I'm just trying to figure out how to get to the server vault.
It's not very clear, and I wonder
Yeah.
why. Maybe we'll find out later on.
This is where I
Like
lost my hand the first time. Are you like messing with me?
We're going to
Is
do a
there?
Oh
cutscene
my.
right now while y'all think. Think about what you want to do here.
I want to
On the
get to the server
bridge,
vault.
on the bridge of the desolation, Oscar Valerius watches the chaos unfold, an unsettling smile crossing his face. Someone has taken the bait. Now we play our hand. Jin Nix turns and issues orders. All batteries fire immediately. She turns to Oscar and says, "What do we do now?" Oscar, with a wicked grin, says, "We catch them. Send out a full sweep. Engineering first. I would prefer to capture them alive. Search the ship from stern to bow. Leave no section unsearched. I want full security sweeps. I want them pressured toward their objective." But what's their objective? Why would they be so brazen and attack us so openly? Well, they believe they've captured us in a trap. But they don't know they've stepped right into my web. Now is the time to regain your glory and recapture your title. You are to go into the vault, access the information with the plans in your possession. Yes, sir, she smiles excitedly. We cut back to y'all. Around
Right.
you. Sorry, go ahead.
Is it impossible to get directions to the server vault from here?
Yeah, well,
Yes, at this moment in time, to get straight up directions to the server vault, yes.
Okay.
yeah. I think
It keeps
I think
everything you keep having is popping up restricted.
I can't like make a roll to try to bypass that.
No, because it is restricted to one person's access only.
Okay. Which person is that?
It keeps popping up restricted to ISB access only.
Okay. I'll say it's junk. Looks like the information we need is in the server vault, and it's not being cooperative. I we could go with our plan to find an officer, or we could try to locate the server vault ourselves. But I want to see if I can wreak some havoc on this ship.
all right, we need to get to a probably get to a terminal deeper in, one that has better access.
Maybe. Let's see what we can do from here. I'm going to try to hack the computer to lock down the hangar so ships can't launch.
Okay. Is that what you want to do?
Yeah, but I want to make a back door so I can launch when we escape. No problem.
Okay. Let's see your roll.
Okay. Junk's
Assisted.
aiding.
Yep.
So 17 plus 2. $22.
I'm gonna deny that. You need I'm gonna say you need a 25.
I'll force point it.
Okay, let's see if you get it.
2d6. Yep, I got it.
You do. Okay, very well. You're going to lock down the hangar, so immediately to the south there of this map that's on roll 20 is the big open area to launch from here. However, by doing so, immediately you hear somebody has restricted the hangar bay. Find out who it is and apprehend them at once. And immediately the
We should run.
stormtroopers roll in.
Okay. Let's say,
And
let's
there's
go.
only 2 people next to that console. And they
Mhm.
say,
I,
oh,
yeah, I'm someone's hacked the hangar bay. I'm trying to figure it out.
at this point in time, roll initiative.
Okay. I thought that was a good excuse. Plus 19. Okay.
Where
My
is
initiative is
it? Is it this one? This one? This one? This one?
Oh, I rolled that one.
Oh, bingo! A nat 1 is a nat 1.
In our
Yes,
table,
it
yeah.
is. Alrighty. Hale, what I'm going to do for
Yes.
you, we're going to go over this together here so you can understand it.
Okay.
I believe it's on the page. It should be on this as well. On your stat block there it is, initiative. The third line from the top says NIIT plus 13.
Mm-hmm.
You can type a slash, I think it's slash, is it slash on here or is it exclamation? It's exclamation, right? Roll 1d20 plus 13. Should look something like that. There you go.
You did it!
And I rolled a 25.
Yay!
You did. I
Above
believe that
average.
puts you at
Nice.
top of the initiative there.
Oh no. Oh no.
So we're going to do Hale.
Owie.
Lamb. We're gonna change the name. It's not Cal. It's Aiden. Lamb. John. I think we're missing a roll from Ortug here.
Roll, piggy, roll!
Oh, that's harsh. Okay. My initiative is plus 6. There we go. It's calling that just because I bathe in mud like Shrek.
No, because you oink.
He's my hero. He's my hero. That's a 14. Or do I have to roll a d20?
No, we're doing
Table's
table.
Table's fine.
Good.
Rolls on the table will be accepted.
Just making sure.
Uh, back in here. They have a net of what? 2. Okay. Junk. Wartug. Lando. I need to post that for the moment so I can roll. 1d20 plus 2. They get to go before Utug, so the new initiative will be this order. Tug.
Yeah, on your turn, you get a standard action, a move action, and a swift action. Standard action, you can shoot. Move action, you can move. Swift action, most of the time, you don't use.
Alrighty. Now, back to roll 20 here. Aiden, you're up first. Immediately, I'm going to ping it so you can see it. Here. These 3 troopers immediately start beelining it to these 2 over here. If it wants to ping for me. This is what you see, Aiden. Aiden, you are right here.
Mm-hmm.
You are the one with the purple mark. You are in stormtrooper armor. You are in disguise. What would you like to do?
Does my armor signify any kind of rank over
No, you
them?
are in the pearly white stormtrooper armor.
Okay. Can't pull rank.
Age.
So currently they assume the 2 at the computer are the ones initiating the lockdown.
They've said halt. You can hear over comms that someone has locked down the hangar. Find out who has done it, basically. That's what you know at this point in time.
Okay.
It's up to you. You can pull out a gun, start shooting. You can play along. What do you want to do? It's hard, but you gotta
Yeah.
decide.
He's gonna step between. What kind of move action does he have?
I believe you can move up to 6 spaces. Hang on, I'll tell you what your move is.
Diagonals count as 2 squares, and you move up to 6 squares.
You can move up to 6
Okay.
squares. If you move diagonal, you can only move. It takes 2. 1 square is 2 movement.
And that's rules as written in the Saga system. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so
You can move through any square right now because you're in disguise. You are friendly to your people and you are friendly to the stormtroopers.
so this square right here I can move to.
Yeah.
Yes, that would be 1, 2, 3, 4. You would still have 2 squares of movement.
And you can't split your movement. You have to do it all at once.
Okay. I can do it all at once and stop right there.
Yes,
Yeah,
you
can.
don't have to take the
Effectively.
full 6. You can
Yeah.
take 2 squares if you want.
Okay. Well, then I would like to move there.
Okay, just a second. I believe I can give you access to this character. Hang on. If it wants to, like pull up his character sheet, that would be great. Dan. Aiden Quell here. Edit. We're here. Can be controlled by Pale. Save changes. Show to players. Okay, you should be able to move your character there. Are you on your phone or are you on the computer?
Computer.
Okay, you should be able to take your mouse, put it over your character, and drag him to the square you want.
It's just highlighting.
for you.
How do you want to create this character? Use the character, create NPC, edit sheet
No.
directly.
No, you should just be able to drag them.
The token, this guy. Can you click on him?
Nope.
Try to drag him. Okay.
Yeah, I can't drag him.
That's
Let me
okay,
refresh.
Try to where's Aiden? Try to pull out another Aiden Quell onto the map. Maybe that'll
Okay.
do it.
Could be. Boom.
Can you
Yeah.
move this guy?
Nope.
Okay, in the journal to the right, there's a book at the top. There's a book called Journal. Click that, and then move to Aiden Quell at the top. Click on that, and can you click on that, or does it let you drag it?
Yep.
Drag it out onto the map.
Now I can move him.
Okay.
Titty.
Yeah. Boom. There you go.
In the most commanding voice he can muster, I'll handle these two. You three, get to your normal stations. And then he, at a low ready, not exactly aiming at his two companions, has his gun as if ready.
That is called a deception roll. Under your sheet there, it's under the skills tab, deception. It'll also be on the stat block. But on the stat block, it'll be down below. It says skills deception, one of the first lines to the left.
Deception.
It's like
yes.
fourth from the bottom.
Yep, looks like I have a plus 13 in it.
You're going to roll a d20 with a plus 13.
That's probably persuasion, since he's not trying to actively lie.
True. It could be persuasion. See what your persuasion is. Your persuasion is a 13.
Yep, they're both 13.
So there you go.
Oh, nice.
Aiden, I put some work into. Aiden is special.
Roll
The
1d
Stormtrooper full defense.
20 plus 13. Go. 22.
22 is enough to persuade them. They are just stormtroopers after all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're gonna keep it cool.
You beat their fortitude defense, you beat their will defense. I mean, hell, there really isn't nothing they can do. They just nod and turn around, and then they start moving this way. They start moving north, but it's not their turn, so they don't get to move.
This trooper built different.
First successful roll. I'm surprised they don't hear the clone trooper voice and identify it, but they're stupid.
Yeah,
Well, the Stormtrooper armor has a voice modulation, anyways.
that is true.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So they are also CL1. They're stormtroopers. So
Yep. Okay.
These
All
aren't
right.
the droids you're looking for. Moment.
The canon is not the at beginning of New Hope where Obi-Wan says they're the elite troopers that never miss shots and stuff like that.
No, stormtroopers
I'm
are pretty
gonna
dumb.
shut up.
You got to think. You got to think. This is your lowest grunt in the military.
Yeah.
They're not pilots. They're not anything else. They are thrown at you like cannon fodder. So,
even if they're smart enough to question it, they don't want to do the
but
paperwork.
you're also wearing stormtrooper armor. I should have actually given you a +2 on top of that. So I will say that you are in the armor. You fit the deal. So they're not really going to question you. Is there anything else you would like to do?
So
I believe
assume,
you have sorry, go ahead.
I have my action. Do I have any form of a bonus action? What kind of things can I do with
You
that?
do have a swift. It's kind of like a bonus action.
Okay.
Let me see your deal here. I think you have quick draw.
His
You
gun's
can't
already
pull out your
out.
weapon.
I did explain that I had the gun at a low ready.
Okay. Well, you're not ready, but I'm kidding. Kidding.
That
Kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
A low ready, as in it's drawn. It is at the hip. It is
In another
nearly
one
ready
of
to
our
go. It's
in another one of our campaigns, one of our characters' name is Reddy.
Yeah.
So we
Red
always make a joke.
JDO.
We always make a joke when we say the word ready, and it drives our DM Zach's crazy.
Yeah, Zach's actually like, are you ready for the session? And we'll just be like, no, you're ready.
all right.
I already hear him.
Would
You
that
gotta stop
be
doing that.
considered my swift action then? Is preparing
mean,
the
you can-
firearm?
Yeah. Are you
Yeah.
aiming it at them, at the stormtroopers, at your two compatriots? What?
So facing the companions, the firearm is not aiming at them. If you get what I'm kind of saying,
Yeah. You're not
kind
really
of like
aiming at
how
them.
they
You're
are
just
in the
like,
picture. It's
Just
yeah.
holding it up. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's fine. That'll bring us to next in the initiative, which is Lamb.
Oh, okay. Lamb notices that his partner, who has just climbed off of the shuttle, has decided to do a little fakery, and so I'm going to take my standard. I'm sorry. I'm going to take my move to come here. I'm going to use my standard to unholster my weapon, and I'm going to do the same thing that he does. I'm going to put it at a low. Screw it. I'm going to aim at them. I'm going to use the standard to aim. I'm going to use the
Okay.
standard to aim, and for the swift, I am going to make sure I'm going to raise the weapon to use. I'm going to move on. Let me start over. Okay, I'm here. I have a standard, a swift, and a move. For the swift, first things first, is I'm going to use that to fiddle with the energy cell on the bottom of the weapon and make sure that I've got good readout on the E11 rifle blaster that all of the stormtroopers carry. Now I'm going to take my my move here, and I'm going to use my standard to actually aim at the taller of the two, which I know is Yando Bando.
What a
And
name.
I'll say in my best stormtrooper voice with a free action, stop right there. We'll take over this console.
And just so you know, Cal, a free action is like talking. It doesn't cost anything. And you can pretty much do it at any time you want.
Yeah, but you have to be keep it within a 6-second initiative because the initiative is 6-second rounds.
Yes.
yeah.
Unless the
So-
DM allows for like a long conversation or something, then you kind of go out of
That-
initiative for a moment.
Yeah.
On that
But
note, though, Lamb,
Use my
I had a
swift.
specific
Standard,
role to my
use standard move and swift. My turn is over.
okay. That'll bring us next to initiative, and that's going to be Junk.
So, are the other stormtroopers still listening? Pretty much.
They're not really listening. They're more focused on this area right here. When it becomes their turn, they're going to move to that area and secure the Gamorrean.
Don't die.
You think I can be secured? Oh, you poor, stupid sons of bitches.
Oh,
Yeah, there's really no hiding a Gamorrean. I'm sorry.
I didn't say there was gonna be hiding a Gamorrean. I'm just gonna start wigging out. Just, you know.
And there's no way I can fit stormtrooper armor on top of you.
Oh no, wait, hold on, hold on. Are you calling me fat?
I ain't calling you
Second
thin.
time today. You calling me fat? You calling me fat? You all heard it, chat. He's calling me fat. I'm insulted and appalled, disgusted even.
Well, isn't that a kindness in your culture then? If you're appalled and disgusted.
Exactly. Yeah. Right at home.
Yeah, but not from the DM. You'll be
Mr. Junk, it's still your turn.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mrs. Junk.
Right.
In all this time, we have never determined Junk's actual gender. At least I
Junk
haven't.
is a woman,
Yeah.
I believe.
But with the getup, we've never seen it as
That is true. It's very hard to figure out what
Yeah.
Junk is behind all the gear.
Yeah, we still don't know.
What would you like to do, Junk? You have two stormtroopers in front of you who are telling you they're going to handle you.
Yeah, but they know that we came from the shuttle, so they know
Yes,
us.
yes, they do. Yes, you do know who they are.
Yeah. Junk will play along with it and kind of put her hands up, but she will play the role of a technician that had been working the computer bit. It's crap. Sorry, this first time I'm doing this with Junk. Yeah.
You're fine.
No, it's not here. It's come from deeper in the ship. We've traced it to turbo laser fire control. Somebody splicing in from there. A traitor in the midst. And I guess if it and the other stormtroopers are listening,
I'm be honest, they are not. The only two that are listening are on your side.
Okay, so yeah.
Thanks to Aiden, they've buzzed off and gone after your Gamorrean friend.
So finally, noticing that other stormtroopers are not paying attention. We couldn't find any directions to the vault from this terminal. We probably need to get deeper, try to find an officer. What we really need is an ISB agent for full access to everything, though.
Then we're definitely short on time, and I'm sure that Aiden would agree. What we need to do is to take over this terminal, declare it secure, and then get out of this area so we can start the search.
Yeah.
Is that all you want to do on your turn?
How about here's a suggestion if you allow it. Assist Lando with his next check on the gear.
Okay.
Yep.
Then with that, it becomes my turn. With that, immediately, they start moving into position around Ortug. Halt there! They aim their weapons at Ortug. These stand here. That one moves there. They take up position here. And that's my turn. They aim their weapons at Ortug, and that's it. With that, it becomes Ortug's turn.
Can I just say I love having a plus 19 initiative just to roll that one.
Doink.
I'm sorry, a nat 1 is a nat 1 is a nat 1.
Yeah.
It's also a nat 1.
And don't forget,
But-
it's also a nat 1.
It's Ortug's turn. Ortug, you are surrounded by 6 stormtroopers.
I can't say anything to him or give him a suggestion.
Yeah, whatever Monkey does. Let him do it.
Oh, that's not.
Ortug.
Okay, so I'm just gonna look at them. It's like, so is this some sort of wuss convention?
Are you using your voice box or are you boinking at him?
Yeah, the voice box isn't
gonna
complex
use my
enough
voice
to make
box.
that sentence, so it's
Oh.
definitely in
The voice
Gamorrean.
box. The voice box would just say wuss convention. You wuss convention. I actually, I think that'll get across the message just fine.
They kind of just look
just
at you
say-
confusedly and say, "Hands up, pig."
Oh no, they did they?
Monty.
Just amping myself up by screaming really loud. That's a free action, right?
Yeah.
Screaming really loud. Alright.
Wait,
It's at this
the
point that
Gamorrean's with
Ortug
us.
beat a man to death with another man.
Exactly. Beating a man to death.
And with
Another man.
quick thinking, the one of the stormtroopers that came off the shuttle with him said he's a part of an exchange program for the captain of this vessel. He needs to stay with us.
Give
He's
me a
also part of the
persuasion
repair group
check.
for added muscle. He's part of the repair crew for added muscle.
Travis sprayed me. Called me a pig.
Is
Insulted
my
me.
persuasion. Ooh, that's a +5. What? Oh, can I change my action? I can't. I don't have an action. I have to using persuasion. Damn it.
Mm-hmm.
Do it.
I'm
Can I
on
use
this out of
persuasion
turn. Kind of as a free action.
Can I use? Can I do that?
Just
That's up
I'll
to you,
allow you.
DM.
I'll allow you to do a persuasion if that's what you want to do. What are you trying to
Okay.
do again?
Yeah, because I was gonna switch midstream and use the force, but that's a full action, and I can't do that.
That will be a full action on your turn.
Yeah, and I can't do that. So
you can
I
wait
have
till
to
your turn to do it.
Yeah,
I
that's
will
true.
allow you to do a persuasion roll though if you want to try that.
Oh boy, I decide against that. So the words catch in my throat, and I don't say it after all.
Okay. Then it's still Ortug's turn.
I don't want to be the one to mess this up. Tug.
You can pass or you can smack them.
Whatever you
much.
want to do, Ortug. Ortug, this is your game. You're brown.
Of course I'm gonna smack him. Was I?
Oh
Hold on,
hell!
hold on, 1 second, 1 second, 1 second. I'm gonna pause for 1 second and ask one question. Was I told ahead of time, like, of like a
We
plan,
probably
like how
briefed
to
you
like
that
just
it
go
was
ham?
a infiltration mission that we're gonna try to do sneaky first.
Okay, if I was told, and I'm not a fucking idiot, and I'm just like, man, I didn't have things to drink and people to eat. It's just fucking.
Mhm.
So which
I
basically
just kind
comes
of.
out is eat, people, drink.
Well, I'm just gonna like
Right.
half shove past them and like walk towards I think they're trying to lead me. You know, not like
They're not
aggressive,
leading you
but like
anywhere.
kind of.
They want you to put your hands up. But so if you walk past them, they're gonna move and have a reaction
I
Yeah,
to
don't know
that.
what they're gonna do.
I'm just angry. I cause I tossed down my pistol I never use. I only hit things, and I'm just kind of like angrily
Okay.
pacing around. You know,
Okay.
I'm told
They're
to
kind of
come.
confused, but that you put down your pistol, I'm gonna say that they are like, okay.
I guess it's just this what this guy's got to do mentally to get him there. I guess.
That will bring us to Lando Bando.
I'm gonna say loudly. Um,
Save it.
yes, someone's hacked this terminal, splicing into this one. I'm trying to figure it out, and I want to use my standard to try to see if I can access the bridge computer from here.
Oh jeez. What's the
Okay.
DC on that?
DC on that's 30. If you're trying to
30?
access the
Okay.
bridge.
Junk's assisting, so that's
Yep.
plus 17 plus 2.
This is doable.
This is doable if you want to access the bridge computer. Depends on what you're trying to do.
34.
You got it. You have access to the bridge computer at this point in time. What would you like to do?
Okay, what can I do with the bridge? I would like to put scramble communications, get on their comms from the bridge computer and play music. Or play music over the ship intercom, yeah. The gist.
DC, DC 35.
Okay.
If you
Can't put
pull this
anything
off,
with that.
Can I force point my last roll and just use that?
you can force point as much as you want. How many force points you got left? Be sure you're
8.
marking your force points.
I am. 8. So can I just 8 the 34 and get a 35 and do it?
No, you have to roll a whole
Let's
new
play
roll for
City
this.
Pop.
That
Oh,
was just to
Yeah.
get
okay.
access to the bridge computer.
Okay,
You
no
have
problem.
access. Now you want to do another one. That's another action. I'm allowed
Nope.
3 actions like that.
Okay, that's
Okay.
fail.
That is a fail. So you have
What
been
else can
denied
I
on that.
do?
You have one more computer action I'm going to allow.
Okay. I would like to.
With the bridge computer,
Yeah,
have
Junk, help me
the
out here.
area. With the bridge computer, have it the area of where the vault is.
I'm gonna try to find the vault's directions from the bridge computer.
Okay. That I can help you with.
Aha.
Did he succeed in playing music
No.
over this
He did not.
entire?
He did not. He failed that roll.
Aw.
Oh, I was hoping to be like Shawshank Redemption, you know? I had no idea what those pigs were squeaking about. And that
All of a
moment,
sudden
that
can't
moment
see
when the
music
Star Sharp
because
felt
I'm
free.
playing the entire ship, which is hilarious.
All right, so we have the vault maps,
Yes,
but do we have a
yes,
direction to go?
Here's what pops up. As you look up directions to the vault, what pops up is 2 sections of the ship, or 3 sections of the ship. First is the first one I sent. Second is the second one I sent, and the last one is the last one I sent. That's what it pops up with directions to the vault.
Okay, how to get there from the hangar? Is there any do I have
All I
know where to go
all I
now?
can tell you is what I told y'all earlier. The next room, by going to the north here, on the roll 20 where we're at right now, by going to the north, you come out to the first room that I sent right there. Of the 3, you come out to the first. You're coming from the west on that one.
Okay, west. I guess we go north from there. No.
We'll have to go down that entire hallway.
I guess we go north, and that leads us to the west of the next picture, and then we go follow that, and then that leads us to
We'll
there.
wind up north again. Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna say we have directions to the vault now.
Let's go.
Okay,
We just
I
have to
would
get
like. Oh, that's my turn, I guess.
That is your turn. You've hacked the computer 3 times. You've made your round. That brings us, I believe, to the top of initiative there. Yes, it is. That makes it back to Aiden's turn.
When the system was attempted to be overridden to play music instead of the alarm, did the system glitch any?
No.
I was gonna try to use that as a like, somebody needs to check on the bridge. Something's going on.
No, but there is also alarms blaring. You're in a space battle. The entire time y'all are doing this, around y'all, you're hearing the space battle. You're hearing the...
Yeah.
And then... Some TIE fighters have made it out of the hangar, so you're hearing that.
Remind me exactly what happened on Ortug's turn.
Ortug dropped down
I
his
yelled it.
pistol and kind of surrendered to the stormtroopers.
Okay.
And they don't really want to piss off a Gamorrean. Gamorrean's kind of like a Wookiee. It's a big, bulky guy, and if you make him real angry, you're gonna get hurt.
Yeah, but he's a pig man.
That's a
Pigman.
rarity.
He's like a pig man.
Bigfoot. He's
That's a
pig
Matter of
rarity
fact-
for a Gamorrean.
Matter of fact, I think I can help you with that.
I was briefed on a plan.
It doesn't take that many troopers to take care of one. The rest of
That's
you check. Yeah. The
That's
rest
what
of you
Ortug is.
check the bridge.
If you're telling that to the stormtroopers,
Mm-hmm.
that's another persuasion check.
Okay. wish I could just up arrow and re-roll, but that doesn't work. Because it's the same exact roll.
I copy and paste if I'm doing a lot of those rolls.
Yeah. 1d20
Plus
plus
13.
13. 17.
You fail, but we have a thing called force points. Every PC character gets them. You have 10 of them. You've never used them.
Wow.
Yeah, Aiden kind of, gets what he wants anyway. So, you have 10 force points. They're a D6, I believe. You
And
roll
they're
a 2.
beyond a certain level. They're a D8 beyond a certain level.
I thought you had to have the skill
Yeah.
for that. There
Yeah.
is a feat or something.
No.
for
No,
that.
there's a feed for that. It's 2d6. It's 2d6 at level 8 and beyond. It's 2d8 if you have the feed.
Okay. Yeah, it's
Remember,
2d6.
Bingo
That's
took
just
that.
rolling. So you'll roll a 2d6, and all you need is a 3.
I mean, that
If you
average
want
roll.
to do that. Or you could just
Yeah.
accept the fail.
No,
It's not combined. It's one. It's one or the other.
Okay.
Number of
Like
dice.
with
I'm
advantage.
wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
No.
So whatever the better roll is.
Yeah, you just roll 2. You got it. No matter which
get a
way,
5.
which one you take, you get it. You only needed a 3. You rolled a 3 and a 5.
Hell yeah.
So you got the 20. They kind of look at you for a moment, and then look back at the Gamorrean, and you'll find out on their turn.
I'm still reading.
D6, 8 to 14, 2d6. Yeah, he's correct with the 2d6.
Yeah.
Aiden is a CL 11. So yeah, you're right with the 2d6. Let's see, whose turn is it now? Be Lamb's turn.
Yes.
What would you like to do,
I
Lamb?
just heard Kale say, repeat your line, Kale.
It doesn't take that many to take care of a Gamorrean. The rest of you head to the bridge.
That's a good idea. He's a member of our crew in good standing anyway. Ortug, you might want to pick up your weapon and secure it. We are in red alert status now. We need to make sure that our ship is ready for liftoff in case we're asked to join the defense.
I don't have to go with these guys?
No, stay with us.
Well, then why are they going to bother me? I was gonna have to fight some people.
It's simply because they're stormtroopers. They don't know that other species are joining the Empire's fight.
I suppose so. After all the
I
people
found
killed
what we need.
And I'm saying all of this while I'm attempting to kind of duck underneath the.
I might want to turn it down a bit, but yeah.
Hey, I locked down the hangar. There should be any ship, or there's multiple hangars.
There's still turrets on this ship.
That's true.
So I am going to move. And we need to reposition our along our assigned path for our mission toward this ship before we can return and ready our craft. And I start moving. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Come on, and I motion. Come on, holster that weapon. The rest of you, that need to come with us, we need to make repairs and refueling on the rest of the auxiliary engines. We need to follow our orders, even under red alert status.
Okay. Now, I have to do some rolls, so you'll have to give me a moment here, okay?
Man, what a racket outside. Jeez.
Oh.
I'm thinking about I'm out of character. I'm thinking about disabling the guns if I can, or a gun or something. There's a lot you can do with the bridge. Maybe we should take advantage of this.
Yeah, there is. Do you need a man beaten to death? Another man? I'm your man for that.
Oh!
That's turbo lasers.
Oh!
Oof.
Because there is a battle going on here, so
Oh.
I have to do
That-
these too.
That is
Oh!
a nat 1
I didn't even
and a
think of
nat
that.
20.
Yes.
This is what's going to limit our time.
Hang on, that's not all. That's not all it is.
If that's outgoing fire, it's the Whispers of Hope that might be. I don't know what that roll is.
Hang on.
That's 340.
Yeah. There we go. That in there.
What?
That's a lot of damage.
Yes, yes, it is. It is very much so a lot of damage, but it has a lot of hit
Oh, that's a
points.
lot of damage.
So you know that honestly, in the hit points it has, is nothing. Okay, I'm updating. Hang on. HP new 1. Up, 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 up. It's now my turn. I have what? 1, 2. Oh, okay, that works. Roll 120 plus 12. Oh wait. I think it's that. Oh. What does it need? It needs beep, beep, beep. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4. Hang on here. That's kind of low. All right.
I
Yellow
don't
has it
want to know
right
what
back.
that is.
Yellow have it right back after I do these numbers. 1, 0. It's okay. It works out. Minus that equals this. Okay. Aiden, you are the only one who can hear this. You start hearing about damage reports coming in aboard the Whisper of Hope. We have a fire in the auxiliary room. We have a fire in the auxiliary room. 2 of the A-Wings are down.
Okay. I will relay this as gently and quietly as possible.
Other than that, it was what, Lamb's turn, which means now we go back to where we were. After Lamb, it should be not the HP of the ship. That's for damn sure. It's gonna be Junk.
Hmm?
You're up.
All right, so sorry, my brain is getting a little fuzzy. Yeah, I take it Lamb's talking to those troopers up there
Mhm.
to let
You
our
know
troop
this.
past.
You know this. From this point in time, y'all need to head north. That's what you know.
Yeah. And John will glance over Yondo. We should probably get moving now while we still got some cover.
I'll just nod.
And let's see here. I guess I'll have Junk move forward. Or 5. Alright.
And that's your turn?
Yep.
Okay. It's now my trooper's turn. 6. That's where they move. That's their turn. Tug, it is your turn.
All right. So are we leaving or are they? Am I going with the party to the bridge?
Yep.
I'll say in my stormtrooper voice to answer order. If we stay in tight formation and we stay as a repair unit, then we can complete our mission. Just like that.
Oh yeah. Well, either way, I'll carry whatever heavy things you need me to carry.
You gonna call it there? Do you want to
Yeah,
move?
might as well. I wasn't told where to move.
Okay.
Was I?
Then we're gonna go to Lando.
Okay. From the bridge computer, accessing it from the hangar computer, I would like to try to cut power to the ship.
To what?
Oh yeah, he's still at the console. Okay.
Cut the ship's power. Turn the power off.
To the entire ship?
Yeah.
Not possible. Not from here.
Cut power to the bridge then.
That's possible. DC 35.
Sure.
Ooh.
No +2 this time.
No +2 this
Crap.
time.
No, 1
Ooh.
second.
Don't blow it by too much. We might get discovered here.
I'm starting to get flashbacks to the moon base on Terrace.
I'm getting flashbacks to Rhodes.
36.
Oh my god!
Do you remember? Do y'all remember the moon base on Terrace where y'all set the alarm off like 4 times?
Yeah. If that's not happening, that's a 36.
That is. So with that, you shut power off to the bridge.
Oh wow.
Okay. Do I still
And
have
immediately.
more? Okay.
Hang
Go on.
I have to make rolls against you now.
Remember we robbed Kip Fortuna's yacht there?
For this round, they cannot restore power. You're good.
Okay.
Cutscene.
Do I have 3 computer actions, or would that?
You
I
have 3
mean,
computer actions per round, but that's considered a full round. No move, no swift. 3 computer
sure.
actions.
I'll take that. I'll catch up later. My second computer action, I would like to try to slice into gun turret control, a main turbo laser.
What are you trying to do with the main turbo lasers? It depends on what you're trying to do.
Overload it or shut it down or something. Just try to help out our Whispers of Hope not take damage.
Let me take a look at the sheet. Hang on. You are not able to turn off all the turbo lasers on the ship. You can turn some of them off.
Yeah,
What
that's
would you
fine.
like to turn off?
The most nasty turbo laser I can find. Turn off that battery.
You can turn off the heavy turbo lasers.
Sure, I'll do that.
Okay.
DC?
DC 35.
Uh, 35, 27 plus 6 equals 33. I missed it.
You are not able to turn those turbo lasers off.
Okay,
You
the
have one more
last thing
computer action.
I want to do is spoof a fire in the hangar so the ship thinks there's a fire.
Okay. I'll allow that. You can activate
DC.
the fire alarms in the hangar. Let's see what you got. DC on that. I'm gonna go a little lighter. I'm gonna give you 30. You're in the hangar. I'll let you. I'll go lighter.
33, got it.
Okay. So hang on.
My intention is just cause chaos and panic on the ship. Like, oh, there's a fire on the in the hangar, and cause confusion.
Bump. This is what you've done.
Sprinklers. What have I done?
Hang on. Hang on.
Okay.
I'm working on it. Give me just a moment here. Through the back. Okay. Boom. Can y'all see the new red map?
Yep.
There you go.
Yeah.
You spooked the fire. You've triggered the alarms. Everything turns red around y'all, and the alarms are blaring.
That's fine. Okay, I guess that's my turn.
And it's a little clumsy, but hey.
So the hangar's locked down. There's a spook fire. I did not get a turbo laser, but the bridge is shut down for now. And I got directions to the vault. Okay, we're good. I think I'll move next turn, but
Okay.
that's that turn.
Brings us to the top of the round. It's now Aiden's turn. Aiden, you're up. What would you like to do, bud?
He will call out to his companion nearby on the computer. I think that should keep them busy. We need to move quick.
Go.
And he will catch up to the rest of his companions. That's 2, 4, 5. I would have one more cardinal direction, right?
Yes. Yes, you would. You can go
Okay.
north, west, south, east.
I'll go east.
Okay.
Try to start
Okay,
to melt back into formation a little bit.
For further knowledge, you can change a standard into a move, but you can't change a move into a standard.
So you can move twice.
Yes.
You just won't be able to fire your weapon or anything like that.
Yeah.
And most rounds, you don't have to spend your sweat. Most rounds, you don't.
Yeah, is there any kind of like prepare an action type thing?
There is. You can like ready to aim, ready to throw a grenade, like stuff like that. What would you like to do? Tell me what you want to do, and we'll tell you how to do it.
So he's still on edge about the
I'll give
facade
you a lead.
failing,
Stand by.
so he wants to be ready to return fire in case he gets fired on.
Stand by.
Okay.
Hostile target, obviously, not friendlies.
The hostile targets are the ones in front of you, but due to your persuasion, you've convinced them to go to the bridge. And
They're gonna go
since
to a dark
your
room.
compatriot has killed power to the bridge is unable to communicate at this time.
Dale, there is a list of swift action in the table now.
So, yeah, there is that. So, as far as they know, they have to head to the bridge.
With the power to the bridge cut, is the door also not able to be opened?
The door to the hangar bay can open. To the bridge, I'm not so sure. We'll find that out when it becomes my round.
Yep.
Well, Lamb's going to pipe up with, since there's a fire in this chamber, those doors may automatically close. We need to get through that door as quickly as possible before this becomes a fire response area.
And with that, is there anything else you want to do, Aiden? Or do you want to call it on your turn?
I think that's calling on my turn.
Okay, then it goes to Lamb.
Okay, noting that we're kind of getting into formation to try to get out of here. And looking around at the position of everybody else. And yeah, I'll turn back and look toward our companion at the console and tell him, catch up. We need to be in formation. We can't lose each other in the chaos of battle state. And I will not take standard, nor move, nor swift. Got to be together.
Okay, so you're holding position.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold
It's going to
position.
go to Junk then.
Yep.
Junk, you're up.
Done?
No.
No, we are not done yet. We've just started.
It's about a half-eaten pork chop, which, I'm waiting for the right time to ingest it. Like corn tuggers. Actually, wait, that's probably wrong. I probably shouldn't be eating pork chops on a Monday.
You're going to move there? Is there anything else you would like to do, Junk?
Nope, just following in with Lamb and Aiden.
Okay, then on that note, that one's gone, 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 that one's gone. That one moves back. So that one wasn't supposed to move. Okay.
He's like, wait, I'm not over there. I'm over here.
Meh. 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 And meh. And meh. Six. Okay, that's it for them. We go to the top of the round. It's gonna, well, not top of the round, I'm sorry. It goes to Ortug. Ortug, you are up, my friend.
I just want to say it was so fun playing Rose. That was fun. Shut off the bridge power. Woohoo. Monty, you here?
I'm here.
Yeah, it's
You're
turn.
up.
Okay.
We're just heading north.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna do that, yeah. My roll 20 is being very slow. Somebody move me. There.
Interesting.
Thank you.
There's people with high numbers doing high things.
They all fell. The bridge was without power for another round. This is going badly for them.
Yay!
I am too. I'm sitting here trying to counter y'all. Y'all are fucking up my plans pretty well. The bridge can't seem to counter y'all.
I'm a
So we're gonna have another
doctor, I'm a
round without.
computer wizard, I'm an astrogator, I'm a captain, I'm a smuggler, I'm a grenade slinger.
I'm a lover. I'm a fighter.
You got it.
I'm a sinner, I'm a saint.
So that's the round. Ortug is there. Ortug has moved to the north. That would make it, I believe, Lando Bando's turn.
I'm going to double move. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Boom. That is top of the round. We go to Aiden. Aiden, you are up.
All right. I'm gonna push forward. Wait. Let me count. I was actually
You
there.
have enough to get off the map if you move north.
Yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do then.
Okay. I'm going to take you off of the map at this point in time and put you in the top left corner. You are gone.
Oh, yeah, no, shit. I was supposed to stick with the shuttle. Fuck. Can I undo that?
No, at this point in time, you are off the map. I did that on purpose. You were supposed to stick with the shuttle. It's too late. You are now part of the Whispers of Home crew. Welcome aboard, buddy.
Fuck.
At this
Thank
point
you,
in
sure.
time, you are off the board. We go to the next in line. I was sitting here grinning in DM going, okay, don't guard the shuttle. We'll see what happens.
Easy. We just steal a different shuttle.
We all take a TIE fighter.
It now goes to Liam.
I realize what's happening. I know what's about to happen. I'm not staying in this room. I'm off the board. I'm off the board. I'm going to the north. Take me off the board. I'm out. Not staying
He's
here.
out. We now go to the next in line. Boop. Junk, it's your turn.
I press the D key twice and then I hold down the W key.
Okay.
Joke.
Off the board. Now we get to go to my stormtroopers. They're off the board, but I get to do some things. So, first,
Ortug.
we have restored power to the bridge. We have done it.
I would like to spend an anti-force point.
A Sith point.
Okay.
35. I got a what was it? 36. They didn't beat my roll.
They don't have to beat your roll.
I thought I set the
35.
DC. I thought I set the DC when I hacked
You
that
don't
shit.
set the DC.
Oh,
I
it's not a
set the
virus.
DC. I'm the DM.
Okay.
They have restored power. That's all they know at this point in time. They are working on something else. Hey, you disabled power for three turns. That's a big thing
No, it
in the
was
middle
one
of a
turn.
combat fight. Speaking of which, no, it was 3. I've rolled that 3 times. You can go back and look. I've rolled that 3 times.
Yeah, you 3 rolls in one turn, and then next turn 3 rolls in another turn.
I'm not gonna argue that. It gave us the time to get the fuck
1,
out.
2, right
I'll
here.
agree to it.
Right here.
Let's
811 was my first time rolling that. 822
Okay.
and
It doesn't matter.
826.
Let's get off the map. Let's get out.
But hang on. I'm doing something else. I want to know. Sorry, I have a lot going on my end, I promise. There is something I haven't done. I'm going to take care of that real quick. That's going to be
And while
5.
the DM's figuring that out, may I
10.
remind you that we are 2 people away from getting off of an entire map without blowing our cover. This might be a record.
Plus 15. Bum, 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 bum,
Kill
bum.
something.
Okay, how many hits? Let's find out. One of
Oh,
these
geez, we're getting
things is
pounded.
not like the other. One of these things. Nah. 1, 2, 3. Only 3 hit.
Another nat 1 and another nat 20.
5,
It's just
10,
like see
15,
previous note.
D10. You know what? It becomes this because of that. Roll.
As long as Ortug doesn't get hungry, we should be able to make tracks.
Hang on. Up top turns into that. So it's that minus these, which
Snacks
is
are keeping
495.
hold.
All right, everybody, remember where we parked.
95. Okay, there is something I need to tell y'all. The ship you're on is currently almost half HP. You're welcome.
That's fine.
Yeah, y'all decimated the shit out of that thing. So, and it's funny too because y'all are at a big disadvantage. I promise you're at a disadvantage. The Empire has a better ship.
I mean, to be fair, we did shut down power to the bridge for 3 turns.
You did, and that's what I was rolling. So the Whisper of Hope gets 3 turns to fire, and that's what they've done on 3 turns. That's what that was. So the Whisper of Hope is pounding the shit out of this one.
Doing lots of pounding.
So on that note, I'm done. It's Ortug's turn. Ortug, I assume you're going off the map?
Yes.
Ortug, you are off the map. Lando Bando.
I am going off the
I
map.
didn't get hungry.
You are off the map.
For a
this
moment, I
point-
thought you were gonna joke, be like, "I pull out grenades, just throw them everywhere."
We did
I was
it!
rolling for my hunger.
At this point in time, we're going to take a little break. I'm going to make some rolls. It's just figuring out how things are going. I'm pretty sure this isn't going to go well, so